How to raise your financial frequency. Over time, we tend to fall into financial patterns that generate a fairly narrow range of results. We become comfortable with certain financial experiences, even if we don't like those experiences. They're familiar to us, so we gravitate back to them. In order to raise your financial vibration and improve your results, you have to shift your comfort zone. This normally requires pushing yourself through a period of discomfort. You must release the familiar to experience the unfamiliar. So let's talk about a few basic steps that you can follow. Number one, assess your current financial comfort zone. You need to answer the following questions as honestly as you can. First, what level or range of income feels comfortable and normal to you, neither being stressfully scarce or excitedly abundant? What's the income level where you'd start to worry if you fell below it? What's the income level where you'd start to get excited if you rose above it? For example, you might define your income comfort zone as $30,000 to $50,000 per year, and perhaps your cash comfort zone sits in the range between $2,000 and $8,000. Your own figures may vary widely from these amounts. The only correct answer is the one that feels right to you. Now, don't worry about being super precise here. Obviously, there's some guesstimation involved, but try to come up with some specific figures to answer these questions. Your goal is simply to get a clearer picture of what is your current financial equilibrium. You could have negative numbers here too if being in debt or experiencing a negative cash flow falls within your comfort zone. Your answers define your present financial equilibrium. You'll tend to gravitate to this range whenever you step outside it. When you fall below each range, you'll be driven to work harder to get back up again. If you start reaching the high end, you'll be hitting the edge of your comfort zone and will tend to slide back down again. Look, let me take a quick moment to say, if you are in debt and you want to get out of debt, I've put together a whole course on how to get out of debt, and it's entitled Dominate Debt. I'm going to put a link down below if you want to check it out. I think it's $39, but it shows you step by step how to get out of debt, and we've got to do that. So now let's move on to number two. The next thing you need to do is define your new financial comfort zone. Review your answers to the questions in the previous section. Now realize that these figures are totally arbitrary. You probably fell into these patterns based on what you learned from other people. If you had wealthy mentors, your figures are probably higher than most people. If you surround yourself with people who are broke or in debt, your figures are probably on the low side. Ultimately, these amounts are under your control. You can change them if you want. You can choose to stop reinforcing the old comfort zone and push beyond it. Now define the new equilibrium, the one that you'd like to reach. There's no right or wrong answer, but I recommend doubling every number as a good starting position. When I want to reach a new level, I usually aim for a 5 to 10x increase. I know that seems like a lot, but I've actually done it because I like to push myself. If it takes me a few years to get there, I'm okay with that. It's a fun challenge to tackle. Now, next, number three, let's clarify and accept the consequences of our new financial frequency. Imagine what it would be like if you were at new levels, not in fantasy, but actual reality. How would this affect your lifestyle? What consequences and side effects could you imagine? Can you accept those consequences? I'm pretty sure all of you are saying yes. For example, you'll need to start making new friends because as you can see, there's some people that are holding you back or react negatively if you start doing better financially. That has happened to me personally, and it's no fun. I have lost friends as my finances improved over time, and it was weird and it was hard. It was like you're losing part of your arm, losing friends. But really, in reality, as you get more financially successful, you will see that there will be a shedding of friends and family, and then you need to go and look for others that will help you to increase your success level. Look, it's very important to spend time visualizing what your lifestyle will be like after you shift your financial frequency, because if you think about it, Once you can identify, like you could see yourself in that new reality, it becomes easier for you to obtain and you get more and more excited about it, right? You might be excited at first also, but there's always trade-offs. Can you accept the natural consequences, right? Let me give an example. Can you handle paying a lot more in taxes? That is actually a real effect. When I started making more money in life and then I saw my tax bill, I got straight up angry. And it did drive me to find more legal tax loopholes. So I had to start another business, or I did one of my ventures a different way so that I could encapsulate more tax benefits. But you have to visualize yourself paying more taxes. If you double your income, your taxes may more than double. Do you anticipate any problems in your social network, like we were talking earlier with friends? Do you expect that a career change would be necessary? And could you handle that? If you can't accept the consequences and the side effects of your new financial frequency, or let's say your equilibrium, it's extremely likely that you will make no progress in this area. The gravitational pull of your current comfort zone will be too strong. Oh, there's another thing. Let's talk about the next thing. Number 4, breaking your old comfort zone and building scaffolding to support your new financial equilibrium. Now that we're getting into this action phase, to initiate the shift. So let's talk about a shift that needs to happen. A very effective way to escape your old comfort zone is to change the scaffolding of your life. This requires only a temporary burst of self-discipline instead of having to push yourself every day. If you have to push yourself hard every day, you'll probably fail to complete the shift. A better approach to this is to make changes to your environment that break your old patterns and begin conditioning the new ones. If you detect that any part of your reality would conflict with greater financial abundance, you must break them, drop them, leave them behind. If you want to orbit around a new financial planet, let's say, you must escape the gravity of your current planet. You can't keep one foot on each planet. You don't have to get every detail perfect. You just have to achieve a tipping point where you stop resonating with the old levels and start resonating with the new ones. This is where you start saying, I quit to anything that isn't consistent with your new levels. If you're in a dead-end job that can't possibly help you reach your equilibrium, your new one, set a deadline for quitting. But that also means going and finding a new job before you quit. If it's clear that your job will only enforce the old equilibrium, there's no point in pretending that you can stay. And probably that I have left my job as a career firefighter to pursue my passion of teaching and helping people achieve higher financial goals. For the last 25 years, I've spent building businesses, side hustles, doing everything from real estate to eBay sales. I mean, I've seen the full gamut. And I was at a point in my career where it was holding me back. So I had to step out. So I'm speaking from experience here. You don't have to quit right away, but you do need to accept that you'll eventually have to quit. And so what I did is, for the last handful of years, I saved every dime I had, paid all of my debt off, and then I left. So I knew how much I was going to need to live. But my goal is to make way, way more than that. Now, you don't have to stress yourself over big changes right away. Start with easy changes first, especially those that are at low risk. Don't spend money that you don't have to, but do be creative in altering your environment, especially your home and your social network. Start reinforcing the new equilibrium more than the old one, right? Again, raising your financial frequency. This is a good time to clean house. Dump all the old junk that's inconsistent with your new equilibrium. Review your social network and start unplugging yourself from relationships that will be unsupportive after your shift. Then start building bridges with people you expect will help support you after your shift. This doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make wealthier friends. It just means that you need to weaken the bonds of people who would resist your financial growth and strengthen the bonds with people who support you. Make a list of other changes you'll implement as more money begins to flow into your life, such as upgrading your computer, overhauling your wardrobe, taking a nice vacation, or buying more healthy foods. Imagine that those things that are becoming a part of your daily routine, implement those changes when you can afford to. Because a lot of people, they make these changes before they can afford to, and then they're right back into that old financial person, that old paradigm. Now, as you make these small shifts one by one, you'll build momentum. The support structure for your old comfort zone will eventually crumble, and you'll gradually increase a scaffolding of your new comfort zone. If you find it too difficult to implement these like the real changes because of too little time or money, then make the changes uh, symbolically. Right? Let me give you an example. You could draw or cut out pictures that represent your new equilibrium and then post them on your walls. I've seen this. Like, I have not personally done this, but I've seen like dream or goal vision boards. And it's really good to be able to walk in and visualize those pictures, but also putting them into the context of your life, envisioning yourself there, right? This is really, really important when you're having a hard time believing in yourself. Again, investing your time into people that will help you envision yourself in that future is a big, big deal. By being around people that are accomplished, they know accomplishment. They also know failure, but they know what hard work and dedication and that motivation, that drive, where it gets you. So that is going to come out in their speech towards you. Okay. Again, by the time you've completed this step, you should feel that you've burned the ships behind you and that there's no turning back. This doesn't mean that burning the food, you don't burn the food and supplies too. It simply means that you've clearly committed to moving forward. There should be definitely some pain if you try and slink back to your old comfort zone. And number 5, let's talk about taking inspired action. As you continue to work on the last one, number 4, your old comfort zone will begin to feel less and less comfortable. You'll start feeling more congruent with your new equilibrium. Even though you may not see any evidence of it in your reality yet, you may be making $50,000 per year. And even though you've been comfortable to that level for years, now it feels uncomfortably low to you because you've got that vision board. You've got the idea in your mind of where you are and it's not enough, right? You'll start feeling pressure to make more money. $100,000 a year seems like it would be a lot more comfortable to you. You know, I got to stop real quick and say that if you want, I've got a course on how to start a side hustle, how to get you out of your comfort zone. And I'm going to put a link down below, a discount link down below, because if you want to get out of your comfort zone and start something you've never tried, at least you could take my 25 years experience in starting small businesses and then growing them into large businesses. It takes you from a garage sale to starting your own corporation or anything in between. And so I'll put a link down below if that's you. But again, we need to get out of our comfort zone. That is really the theme of this entire video. All right, now at this point, you're ready to take some inspired action. Generally, the way this happens is that you'll start noticing new opportunities that are consistent with your new equilibrium, your new financial frequency. Your new energy level will attract them into your life. You'll notice new ways to earn more money. You don't have to take major risks, just start acting on the opportunities that present themselves. Your intentions will manifest in the form of opportunities, but you'll need to actively seize these opportunities. When it finally comes, your financial shift can occur pretty rapidly. One week you're feeling the positive pressure, and the next week the pressure has been released and your equilibrium has already been shifted. Focus on opportunities, the opportunities that allow you to create more value for others. Realize that making more money isn't selfish. It's actually incredibly generous, assuming that you earn income by contributing equal or greater value, right? As opposed to stealing or mooching off of others. If you double your income, it means you're contributing twice as much value to others. The money that you earn is an IOU from society. If you have $1 million in the bank, it means you've given at least $1 million more value than you've received. That's very generous. If you're in debt, it means you're taking more than you're giving. The more value you contribute, the more society owes you in return. If you allow your income to stagnate, it means you're holding back on the contribution side. That's lazy and selfish. Focus on expanding your contribution and you'll find that society gives you a lot more IOUs. And number 6, and this is the most important thing, enjoy the results. When you've successfully altered your financial equilibrium, allow yourself to feel grateful for the shift, embrace the new possibilities and lifestyle changes that you create. It may take a while to become comfortable with your new financial position or place in life, but don't panic. Growth tends to occur in quantum leaps, and you've earned it. That's the end. Move out of your comfort zone and pick up your financial frequency. All right, with that being said, it's time for the next video. See you guys later.